There's one self-care practice that I struggle with more than any other, and it's so simple, I'm not sure why I make it so difficult, but I do. Sometimes it feels like I will do anything and everything just to avoid going for a freaking walk. So I set myself a challenge. I know it's not surviving in an abandoned city or living in solitary confinement or whatever else Mr. Beast is up to these days. My challenge is a whole lot simpler and a lot more applicable to everyday life. I'm going to take a walk every day this week. Riveting content, I know, but hear me out. I want to know why something so simple can seem so hard. I want to figure out ways to make it easier. And I want to remind myself that there's a reason walking is one of the fundamental building blocks of mental health self-care. So, why, you might ask, am I driving right now? I came to the gardens to walk today because I like walking in nature. I can't do this every day though. It's not practical to add the 20-minute drive each way that it takes to get to gardens into my schedule. I just can't do that every day. So for this challenge, for this week, maybe for every week, I'm going to try to do it twice a week. And that will be the reward for the slog through my neighborhood on other days. I'm sticking to the more forested, less cultivated parts of the garden today, just because that's what I feel like I need. That's where I want to be today. I want to be someplace that's a little wild, a little natural, a little away from the city. I found a quiet, unmaintained trail. No other hikers are on it. Just have to avoid the poison oak. I've made a loop of several of the forested areas of the gardens, and I'm now heading back out towards the front, sitting on a bench in one of my favorite places with running water behind me and green all around me. I walked about 2 miles today with a lot of ups and downs and hills and crags, so more hiking than walking. A lot of times when I come to the gardens, it's not to walk, it's just to soak in the atmosphere, to sit and draw. There's always walking involved, but this was a purposeful being here to walk in nature. And I feel good. We'll see how I feel for the rest of the day, and I'll be back tomorrow. have a quick 1 mile walk around the neighborhood that I'm doing today. I brought my coffee, bribed myself with coffee. I brought my headphones, but I haven't listened to them. The thing is, even just here in the neighborhood, there are plenty of things to see. There's lots of nature, there's beautiful smells. The jacarandas are starting to bloom. And listen to those birds. It was so hard to take the first step, but it's not a bad way to start the day. Day 3 of my 7 days, which will be infinite days eventually. Did I want to go for a walk today? I did not. I have a headache this morning. I took Tylenol. I'm hoping coffee helps. I'm hoping fresh air helps. I'm consoling myself by saying that I will listen to a podcast on this walk. So that's what I'm going to do. I am doing the usual 1 mile route around my house, except that I'm going clockwise instead of widdershins. It's something different. I find almost inevitably that the hardest part of going out every morning is the actual going out, stepping outside the door, the first step of the day. And after that, it does get easier. And by the time I get home, I am almost universally glad that I went out. It is day 4. I slept really poorly last night, and I have a therapy appointment this morning, so I still came out for a walk, but it's a quick walk, and I got myself a breakfast burrito. Friday is usually a treat day, so I get either lunch or breakfast out on Fridays, and today is actually kind of a busy day with the therapy appointment, plus I really want to get ahead on some content because I'm going to be traveling in the near future. So I did it. That's what counts, right? I'm here, I'm walking, and another day in the books. Today is day 5, I think. I decided to make my way to the park. One of the things that I changed about my walking practice this week that I haven't mentioned before is that I used to track all of my walks on my watch as workouts, and I stopped doing that. That was because I felt this pressure to get faster and better and to be more efficient with my walks each day. And that's not what it's about for me. I wanted my walk to be just a walk, even if I do feel the need to bribe myself into it sometimes. This morning, I brought my sketchbook out to the park and I thought I would just stop midway, do a little bit of drawing. I knew that this park has a pomegranate grove, so I wanted to capture that when they were in bloom like they are right now. I got myself an espresso from Starbucks, and I'm just gonna sit down on a log and draw a little bit. I have a morning routine for weekdays that works pretty well for me when I just want something to fall back on. I get up, maybe read for a little bit if I have extra time, if I'm up early, make my coffee, take a walk, come home, meditate, and then start the workday. The lack of routine on weekends is hard for me, but I do enjoy shaking stuff up a little bit when I have the will and the time to do so. So doing something like combining the walk with a sketch, or the walk with going out somewhere on an artist date, or even walking, stopping to meditate and then walking some more. All of those things just kind of mix up the routine, mix up the habits. I think that's something that I can look forward to on weekends, and to change things up a little bit. As is so often the case, I wish I could share the smell of where I am right now. People think of cities as smelling badly, but LA to me will forever smell like eucalyptus and jasmine and damp soil. This city, this valley that I live in, smells like everything blooming all at once, and I love it. Going out for a walk reminds me of that. So today is day 6. I brought my headphones again, and today, unlike the last time I brought them, I'm actually going to use them. So that's the plan today. I'm in kind of a different neighborhood than I sometimes walk in, but I love this neighborhood. It is full of beautiful gardens and little free libraries, which are some of my favorite things. So I'm gonna put on a meditation and walk and just enjoy my morning. A lot of times I'm showing you, I realized, the prettier parts of my walks, the things that I'm focusing on, the plants and the trees and the neighborhood gardens, but I wanted to film just now for a minute to point out that I am walking through a city. Like, there's a beautiful wall of jasmine behind me, but it's also a city. I could walk half a block up and there would be security gates behind me instead. So, I don't know why I wanted to show that, but it seemed important. I guess maybe to remind myself as well as you that you don't need the perfect circumstances for these practices to help, to make you feel better. And honestly, walking through the city is sometimes cool and vibrant and interesting, and brings a different perspective than walking through a garden or a quiet subdivision. My son was visiting me for the weekend, and I drove him back to his apartment today. And he happens to live not very far from the ocean, so I thought, why not take my day 7 walk right along the ocean on the beach? It's a good way to end the week, yeah? I was going to spend today talking about how these 7 days have affected me. And it's been good. There are times when it was hard. There are times when it was easier. But mostly, I think the 7 days in a row were really good for me in terms of establishing a habit and sticking to it. Like I realized, oh yeah, if I make something a priority, if I put it on my schedule and I plan for it at the start of the day or the night before, then it's a lot easier to do it. And I feel good for the rest of the day. I feel accomplished. All of those things are true. But now that day 7 is done, there's something else I want to talk about because day 7's walk gave me a gift. Today while I was walking, I ran into a woman who saw my camera and asked me if I was a vlogger. And I told her yes, and gave her my channel and told her what it was about mindfulness and creativity and fulfillment, creative fulfillment. And she said, oh my God, those are my things too. Do you want to walk together? And I did, and we did. And it was just the most amazing gift. I hope that our paths continue to cross. I hope that this is the beginning of a friendship. But if it was this one encounter on this one day, and that's all that it ever is, I would be great with that too. And how amazing that it happened on the last day of this self-imposed experiment. Like I couldn't have asked for a better conclusion. It turns out that sticking to my habits can bring all sorts of unexpected benefits. I hope that maybe my 7 days lead to some sort of recommitment on your part. Maybe they inspire you to go back to a habit that you really enjoyed but that you let drop off. If that's the case, or if that's something that you would like to try, I hope leave me a comment and tell me about it, because I would love to talk about it and we can connect over how difficult it is and how much it matters. Until next time, I am wishing you love and joy and all of those good things, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Construction, nature.